Hello everyone, Myrmonden here. Welcome to my review. Episode 9. So they finally got there, right? That's the thing, they finally got there in your face. I mean, that was a great moment there. She was like, I showed you all. I showed them. That was a great part of the episode. Definitely the best part. Maybe even the best part of the anime. That was a great, satisfying moment, of course. Finding him to Antarctica. And I was gonna say though, I do get it is cold here. I was like, man, I can emphasize that. Because right here now, it's minus 13 Celsius. It's about 8.5 Fahrenheit here. So I'm cold sitting here right now. I'm like, man, my fingers are cold. But inside here, it's probably like 10 or so Celsius. But yeah, it's it looked really cold for Hinata to go out without some kind of headwear, right? Head protection, because I mean, that is a huge thing right when it's cold, to protect your head. As a lot of the heat goes out here, right? But anyway, that's about my life. It's just really cold here. It really is. Like I usually exercise about 1 or 2 hours every day, and I do a lot of it outside. And I usually do it even though it snows. But now it's like, man, it's getting, and this is really like the winds here are so biting right now, and the moisture here is very high. So it's very biting cold here. All things like that. Anyway. Back to the further universe. So, I think it was a really cute episode. I really liked it. I want to say one thing before into it. I actually read this comment just before I started the review, that I found it very interesting actually. So I had quite interesting review, or sorry, comment just generally. So I have the most in my review. And this person then, he has a theory that they were dating, right? That Shirase, Takaka, mom were dating Captain Gin, and I was like, yeah, I like it. I mean. No, there's no real hint that she's a lesbian or bi or whatever, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, I know she's kind of her best friend, but also it's like, why does she keep, like, can you please follow my daughter, right? It's like, I don't want kids, but she's kind of like your daughter. Like, she keeps, like, forcing her to care for her daughter, like, over and over again for, like, years, right? And it's kind of like, yeah, if you were dating, it's very uncommon, right? You know, your mom or your dad gets a new, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And you kind of test them out with your kid, right? It's quite common, right? I mean, it's kind of ordinary way to do it, right? You're like, oh, can't you watch my son for, like an hour? And then you see if your son likes them, right? That's very common. And it's like, she kept doing that all over. And it actually would make a lot of sense, right? You keep doing that over and over again to her. Like, can't you watch her? It's like, no, I can't, please, for my sake. But you don't really need me to babysit her. It's like, yeah, but I think you need to get closer to each other. It's like, yeah, okay then. Like, it really feels like, thinking about it, yeah, they actually have like a very good, they would make a lot of sense again, if they would be dating, because, again, right, it's like, she knows she doesn't actually need a babysitter. It's more like, I just want you to become really good friends. That's Takaka's point, right, to Gin. She's like, no, I want you to become best friends. I don't need babysit. I need to be with her, like. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I like it. I like that idea that they actually are a couple. I like it a lot actually, because it also, of course, the episode itself is about her love interest, right? Her type, and we have this guy, right, Toshi, and I have that Soma, and it's Soma, my boy Soma. I'm like, I recognize the voice. I said in my reaction, I was like, that is Soma-kun. I always recognize his voice. Whatever anime I watch, if I watch, for example, Grand Quest, the last episode, beginning of Grand Quest, I was like, and then Soma, or Sora. I mean, yeah, I do the story every time. Like, I always recognize his voice can never hide from me. I recognize that it's Soma, always. I don't know why, but it's especially how the voice actor, how he does his laughter. It's like, that's his laugh. I mean, I just know that it's him. He cannot hide it. I know it's him. He tried to like change the voice, like, no, it's him. It's like, no, I recognize it. Anyway, sorry. I was hyped, because I was saying that during the reaction, I was like, it is Soma, right? And then I looked it up during the ending, like, yeah, it is Soma. So anyway, I mean, clearly, it's a lot about love, and he is interested in Captain, right? And then they go and ask her, it's like, what's your type and so on. And it's very clear that she hasn't like dated for 3 years or whatever, or more years. It's very clear that she is very unlikely to have had any boyfriend or girlfriend during this time. She's kind of, kind of let down. I don't mean appearance-wise, but I mean she's depressed, right? Because she lost her best friend, maybe potential lover, 3 years ago, and she's blaming herself. maybe it's partially her fault, we don't know yet, but yeah, it's actually blaming herself and so on. So, you know, she's in mourning, and it's very clear. It's very heavily implied that she hasn't been dating anyone, regardless, right? Because she's just kind of in a bad moment of her life, right? So, yeah, and then they ask her about and so on. She's like, oh, I don't have a type in that way. And it's like, it definitely goes back to the previous leader that they are a couple. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Because, yeah, again, the episode is about, in the beginning, trying to figure out who she likes. And then it just goes back to a flashback every time about Shirase's mom. Of course, because we don't know about her mom and so on. But it's also kind of like they ask her, like, who's your type? It's like, well, you remember her mom that died? She was my type. It's kind of implied this. I'm like, yeah. I really like this theory that they were a couple. It makes a lot of sense. But then generally, though, that guy, I think they did some really good comedy. So that liked it in the episode. They made some great jokes there about him approaching the girls, right? And it's like, I love her. It's like, oh, that was great. And then the end, I love the ending with him, and he's sitting there with the other Ubasa. I mean, there are two Ubasas right there. Kanye and sorry, I can't remember her name, but yeah, the other girl, she's a chef kind of, yeah. And he's sitting there with her, and she's like, you know, I don't know. I guess she's kind of being nice to him because he's failed of asking Captain out. And he's like, you're my lady. He was like, no, like no. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. She had it coming there, you know. You realize that guy's gonna misunderstand it. That being said, though, I mean, he found Captain crying, and obviously it's like a really creepy move. I mean, clearly it's a creepy move to be like, oh, this is my chance to ask her out because she's crying. But I don't say he asked her out, but I don't know. I mean, he had a good opportunity there. I'm saying it's creepy, but he could have gone down there, you know, like, you know, talk to her, trying to, you know, make her feel good in any kind of way, right? Just talking to her, like, why are you crying and so on. That would maybe give you an option to later on be closer to her, like, as a boyfriend or whatever, right? So I think it was a weird moment that he didn't try it, though. Honestly, yeah, I'm not saying I would have, because I was such a nice guy. No, but seriously, I probably would. Not necessarily being like, oh yeah, I can score now, but more like, oh, that's a girl I like, that's a girl. I mean, if what he's saying is true, he's in love with her. If I see the girl I'm in love with, you know, okay, I'm in love with this woman, she's driving over there, I'm probably going to go over there and be like, are you okay? What happened? As you know, and so on. Or I probably would. I mean, guessing I kind of know her backstory here because I've known her for at least 3 years. I probably know why she's crying though, but still, though, right? I mean, I would do that regardless. This is because if I like someone and see that person is sad, I'd be concerned. So it's either a little weird. He'd be like, okay, I'm backing off now. That was a little weird, honestly. I think in any way he should have done it. I think, regardless of his agenda, he should have tried to, you know, be nice to her in that moment, I feel. But anyway, but at the same time, though, he's like, wait a minute, I like the other girl. So that was good. They're jumping down to the ice. I don't think about. Oh yeah. One thing in the episode was great, which I haven't mentioned yet, is that the episode had a lot of those. Like, I think the anime does it very well. It has a lot of these like nice detailed jokes. Like the jokes are in the context or like the in between what's happening, right? It's kind of like very based on the characters, and also why this would be a great anime setting. You know, the setting itself, but its characters would be great for like an ongoing comedy show, right? If you just watch episode to episode, because like I just loved the moment when they're like, oh, but we saw you talking to her at the night. You were stalking me? It's like, yeah, you did it in spaces so not to stalk you. I mean, I just loved it. Like, what? You following me? I'm trying to have private moments with my kind of aunt/mommy. And they're like, yeah, like obviously we do that. We wouldn't do that, right? That's kind of their response, and that's really funny. And then of course we see later when Gin, the captain, talking to Kanye, and she's like, I don't know, I tried to talk to her that night, and oh yeah, I saw it. You're really good. What, you followed me? He was like, yeah, of course I would. Why would I not follow you? And he's the same way. I was like, yeah, of course I'm stalking you. Why would I not be a stalker? And he's like, oh my god, I need better friends. So that was like really good joke. The characters, yeah, the characters are great, really good characters. And of course later on we see them, then they all talk to each other, and she's kind of forgiving her, I guess. She wasn't really angry to forgive, but yeah, but she's kind of forgiving her. And we see her, of course, both the girls and Kanye are hiding under them. We're like, shh, okay, let's fight talking to them. Together, he's stopping. That was a great moment. I think the episode had a lot of those funny moments, like trying to force her to interview her and so on. It had a lot of good moments, and also the ice breaking thing, man, that was like a really epic moment. And so it was like ghost pumping the other ice breaking. I was like, man, what has anime done to me? But anyway, it was a really good episode. And last thing I want to talk about again with Captain's love, right? It was an interesting episode since it also it's a lot about her not forgiving herself, right? And my first idea, I was gonna talk more about that in my episode, this review, and probably call this review something like, a Captain's love or something. Probably call it the live version of that, but yeah, something like that. But the more I think about it, the whole idea that not only is she not forgiving herself for losing her best friend, I really like that idea that they would be a couple, and it makes so much sense to it. Again, I'm repetitive, but like because they was talked about her type and then go flat and so on. But generally, though, I think that regardless of how the relationship is, I think there was a great moment there. She's talking to, of course, Shirase. She's like, "Oh, but you could do it. I never hated you." I was like, "No, we use awkward together. We use very, very similar. We use awkward together. I never hated you. I never blamed you for my mom's death. I know you couldn't save her." I think that was a great moment generally. And of course, then it's very obvious, of course, that the captain, she has a lot of issues, right, about being hating herself, which also comes back to that definitely is ambiguous there, because it's very clear, as I mentioned earlier, that she hates herself, right, again. And what I mean with that is that she hasn't dated anyone or done much in her life, kinda. I mean, obviously again, but she doesn't feel like a character. It's like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm gonna go out and try to get either a girlfriend or a boyfriend, because she's kind of like, let down, or it's like, oh man, my best friend died and so on. So it's a very important thing that she has been very, very depressed in that regard, at least, that her best friend, maybe lover, died, right? I think that's a very, again, important thing about that. And it's a good moment for her, right? Of course, talking to Shirashi, she's like, "I never hated you. Why do you think that, don't you?" He's like, "Huh, you like me?" Well, yeah, I never hated you. I always loved you. It's like, well, okay. So I think it's a great moment. Of course. Now, a very, very good episode. But yeah, I think it's anime. Oh yeah. Lastly, though, sorry, this is my last point. One more thing, I forget about it. I really want to know why she died, though. Clearly, it felt like they were all searching for her. So that's the one of the big things. I think the two things can happen in this episodes. So predictions. But one thing, she's gonna explain why her mom went out alone, right, from the cast or whatever, yeah, or did some experiment and died. And then I think for sure that Shirase probably Shirase is going to do something similar, so they can save at risk, and then they're gonna save her, right. I think there needs to be some kind of like, oh, here Shirase is almost gonna die, but she didn't die. I think that's gonna be a big thing. So that's what I'm waiting for to happen, pretty much. Her finding out her mom did something very similar. I think what's happened is probably she's gonna see her mom's body, right, or her grave, so to speak, and being like, oh, I have to go there. No, it's the store, we have to go there anyway, and then she almost will die. I'm waiting for that moment to happen, definitely. But anyway, I hope you liked this review, and I'll see you guys next week.